Hello and welcome to Bible Study with Alice, and today we're on day 126, Psalm 126 of our daily psalm reading. We are reading from the ESV translation, but you're more than welcome to join us from a different translation. As you can see, we are on Psalm 126. These videos are filmed in real time. Today's date's the 9th of March 25 and it's a Sunday. Happy Sabbath day. You can find the previous 125 Psalms in the playlist below. There is a disclaimer as usual, and that is one, these videos are unedited and also probably some of my wording. Let's get started. Restore our fortunes, O Lord, a song of ascent. When the Lord restored the fortunes of Zion, we were like those who dream. Then our mouth was filled with laughter, and our tongues with shout of joy. Then they said among the nations, the Lord has done great things for them. The Lord has done great things for us. We are glad. Restore our fortunes, O Lord, like the streams in Negeba. Those who sow in tears shall weep with shouts of joy. He goes out weeping, bearing the seeds for sowing, shall come home with shouts of joy, bringing his shells with them. So that is Psalm 126 complete. I do apologise if I mispronounced a couple of words there. So for those who are new to the channel, what I do is I split the video into three parts. So the first part is the psalm that we just read, and then so I read the psalm, and then the second part is we talk about the time periods of the psalms when they're written in and get an idea of how that works. And then the third part is we talk about the psalm itself that we just read, which is Psalm 126. So with the Psalms time periods, the Psalms were written over 1,000-year period, and you have the Psalms where they have a time period and they have an event linked to it, which is really, really helpful. I'm not going to lie. For those who are like myself, who like to be able to know when things were written, like to be able to visualise the events that had taken place, like to be able to understand how that time period was back in the time of the Bible. And then you have the Psalms where they have an event linked to it, but they don't have a time period linked to it. So we know, and when I say we, that is historians and scholars, they then have an idea of how the Psalms, how they were portrayed, why they were portrayed. They have an idea that the Psalms were written during that particular event for this particular reason. They then have a better kind of understanding them, but all they do know is that event would have occurred, but when that was occurred, it's just they know it happened, but they just don't know when. And then you have the Psalms where they have an unknown time period and no event linked to it, and those Psalms, they don't really know much information on those Psalms, just that those Psalms were written. And with Psalm 126, it was written in 516 BC, or it's around about that sort of time period, and it's the return of the Israelites from Babylonian exile. The psalm expresses themes of redemption, joy, gratitude to God for his restoration of the people. Now, when I say it's of the return of the Israelites from Babylonian exile, so verse 1 through to verse 3, it it describes the return of the Israelites after obviously the exile, and it describes joy and wonder and how how happy they are feeling about being able to return after the Babylonian exile. So that's how they know when this psalm was written, because of that particular reason, and because of the first 3 verses in particular is given a good indication of how it's been described and how the people were feeling during that time. And obviously it's a very joyful, very very happy feeling, feeling very joyful, feeling very wondrous, feeling all those happy feelings that they were feeling during that time when they were able to return after the Babylonian exile. Now, there is another point I want to mention. So, with the Psalms in general terms, there's not all the Psalms obviously, but there are a few Psalms that you can actually read if you're feeling a bit feeling discouraged, feeling all sorts of different feelings. And there are things that go around social media and the internet where it's like the Psalms have like emergency like number sort of thing, like emergency number, and then something like a theme, and then a psalm will be linked to it. And in particular, Psalm 126, people can actually read this if they're feeling very discouraged about work. Now, I have to go back a bit because I have put this in for different reasons, and I can't remember exactly where I put them and which psalms they are. I know they're not that many, but they are enough to warrant a comment on them. So I'm just going to go back a bit. And I have to admit, I didn't think of this when I was preparing this, so I do apologise that this, obviously I mentioned it now, and then I thought, oh, best comment on the other psalms as well. So as I said, they're not that many in the psalms. So I mean, just trying to find them. As I said, there are not many here that are like that. But I just wanted to point out, as I just mentioned, about feeling discouraged at work, you could actually go to other psalms for other things. Like, so with Psalm 23, you can actually go back to Psalm 23 if you wish, which is actually a very famous psalm in the book of Psalms. And it says at the top, when you are lonely. So when you're feeling lonely, 25 is God's guidance in our work. Just making sure that I haven't missed anything off. Psalm 20, trusting God in the face of institutional pressure. Just double checking. So I do apologise. Yeah, no, those are the main ones that we have covered. And I will go and just check if I had written anything on any of the other Psalms, which I don't think I have, to be honest. No, I haven't, which is not too bad. So yeah, so I wanted to just mention that. So if you have actually have any like feelings of like discouragement, please do go and read 126, because it's very helpful when you're feeling a bit discouraged at work. I mean, a lot of people do get that feeling of discouragement when something doesn't quite go to plan, and they just definitely feel a bit discouraged there. So I will write in the day and the date, which is the 9th of March. So it's day 1, 2, 6, 9th of 3rd to 5. So that is Psalm 126 complete, and tomorrow we will be doing Psalm 127. Thank you for watching. Please like my content, please subscribe to my channel, and please turn on the notification bell so you get notified of content like this. Thank you and goodbye.